Well, alright guys, welcome back to, I believe this is part 8 of our 350 build-up. Just kind of take you through. The last time you saw me, you remember I was putting in the photo etch pieces for my windows, my Arboretum windows. And I got both of those in, and if you remember, I told you that there was going to be just a little bit of a gap up on the top up there when you put this bulkhead, this side bulkhead in. There's just a little bit of a gap right there. So what I did is I took some of this squadron putty and I taped it off to where I didn't get any puttied into my seams. And I picked up this trick from Trekworks. And guys, I want to make mention too that a lot of the stuff that you see me do, I've picked up from various people around the modeling community, and I try to incorporate them into my build, those little helpful hints, and so far they've worked out. So watching other people do this kind of helps with the build, getting general tips and for your designs and stuff like that. So thank you, my co-modelers that are out there in the community, for all the helpful hints and whatnot. But anyway, you can see that there's a real nice even area right there where that gap was. So it turned out real nice, and I've got my lines nice and neat, got those preserved, and I've primed the secondary hull. I still got to light block the interior, but it's working real well. And let me get my my dorsal area, and I'll kind of show you kind of what we were talking about the other day. So hold on. Oh, right here. If you remember, I was talking about taking off these tabs are just a little bit too long on the dorsal area right here, where the mounting pegs, where you put them, where you put the pylons on. And actually, let's see, this one will be right here. But so what I've done is I've gone through and and cut those tabs down just a little bit, just enough to where there's enough meat left on those tabs in there. And I left some here on this side, and I'll get my, what you can do is you can either use your Dremel tool with a sanding bit like this, just on on low speed. Just take down, be mindful of taking it down, not to take off too much. But what I do is I just take my I guess use these to just little lineman pliers, just to kind of get the just to kind of do the small work. And so what I do is just kind of gauge it just a little bit, taking off maybe an 1/8 inch. But don't worry, the pieces are going to go flying, so don't worry about trying to keep up with them. But I've gotten my dorsal area primed, and you can see it turned out real pretty with with all the detail work. And so what I'm gonna do now is mock it up. We'll kind of put it together to show you a little bit of the gap issues. Now, like I said before, there are going to be gap issues in this model kit, regardless of what you do. Simply for the fact that this just, no matter there's imperfections in the molding, it's just a little bit off. So you're going to have the gap issues in there. Let me put these in. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get them set in there, but we'll show you how well that it oops, it would help if I put them on the right one. But I'll get it. There we go. And that one. Now, fighting with them to get seated, that's going to be the other issue. Uh-oh. Maybe I'll just get the one on there and show you. And when you go to put these things together for the main, when you get it ready to put together, don't panic. But you can see there that it's really nice and pretty. Let me zoom in. Let me adjust the camera here. Sorry about the. But right here, it turned out real pretty. There's real pretty gap. Not a whole lot of gap problems. It closed it up real well, and you're gonna have to do a little bit of filing. So what you have to do is just take your hobby knife once you get this glued in, and just take your flat hobby knife and just slowly sand away at it to where it makes it nice and level. And then on the back side, you're going to have just a little bit of a gap problem right here in the back, but that's an easy fix with just a little bit of putty, and so it's not going to be too bad to work with. Now, like I said, on the shuttle bay, you're going to have a little bit of issues trying to get it in, but not too bad. I'll explain. Let me zoom out here. Basically, I'm preparing this for my landing bay lights, and so what I'm going to do is I just start off with my bare plastic on the shuttle bay floor, and just kind of sprayed over the yellow, and then what I'll do is I'll take my masking and get it set off into there to where when I'll put my masking down there, and I'll spray the gray, and then that way when I peel it off, it will leave the yellow marking, and kind of take you down in there to the light, and you can see, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it well enough or not, but it does, it will light up very, very well. So you can see it kind of shows through on the back side there. You can see it'll give quite a bit of a light. So let me back out here. Now I talked about it with you in this end too. If you've watched TrekWorks do this too as well, he made mention that the shuttle bay will fit in here, but what you have to do is you have to kind of you know, even with the sidewalls on, it will fit, you know, and it'll slide right into where the peg holes, you know, you slide it, get it in there, and but a lot of the modelers will remove those pegs, just because it's kind of a pain. So what you have to do that is you remove these tabs that are down here on the inside, and then that'll allow it to slide right in. And sometimes, and what I've done even, is just taking and shaving these off just a little bit, just enough for it to slide. But when you get the shuttle bay fully built, you're gonna have a problem, and the easiest thing to do is just cut this little mounting peg off, save it, and when you get your arboretum put in, and your glass for your arboretum windows, and then excuse me, and then you can get your shuttle bay, then you can save this and epoxy this back on to where your dorsal area will fit real well. So now that I've got this together, what I'll do now is I'll go through and light up. I'll go through and put in my lighting, a solid row of LED strip tape on either side, to where it'll light up the interior and the sidewalls of the shuttle bay, and it'll also light up the tractor beam emitters on the back. And I'll just tint those with a gray or something to that effect. And then also I will put a row of LED strip tape up here to illuminate the top side of the shuttle bay, so where it'll get that nice ambient lighting down into the shuttle bay itself. And then I'll put a 1.8 millimeter LED up here in the back for the strobe. Now, if you're building the Enterprise refit, just give you forewarn on that. If you're building the Enterprise refit, the strobe, the light back here above the fantail and below the shuttle bay fantail did not blink in the motion picture and in the first part of Wrath of Khan. But in the latter part of Wrath of Khan, it started changing and it started flashing. So just be mindful of that. If whichever one you're building, just remember that the first Star Trek movie, the motion picture, and the first in Wrath of Khan, they did not blink. And then 4, 5, and 6, they started blinking on the bottom. So top and bottom down there. So just kind of keep that in mind. A helpful hint there. So it's coming along real good, guys, and we'll start laying in our lighting for that. For this, I'll get this primed and light blocked on the inside, to where it'll once the primer dries, I'll spray it with some white to where it'll light block. You know, the lighting will come through, and she'll be ready for her base coat. And once we get all the wiring ready to go for that, then we can start. We'll close up put the pylons on and close up the dorsal area after we get all the wires and stuff running for that. Also, too, what I've done, and I've watched Boyd as well do this from TrekWorks, down here where the seams go together, I've used some, once I've gotten the glue, once I glued this together and let it sit, I have went back on the inside with the seams and used the regular tester's glue, and kind of put some glue in there to where when I spray the paint in there, it'll light block those seams to where you won't have light leaks through here. So just another little helpful hint. But you can also catch this with Boyd over off TrekWorks, and he does the entire refit build. So if you don't want to watch me, you can watch him. over there. He does. He did the refit. He did 2 refits, and he goes through the entire build series with that. So that's it for now, folks, and we'll keep you updated in the next day or two with another update. We should have the shuttle bay of this light block and all the wires ran for it and the lighting, and then we'll get ready to close it up and go from there. So we'll talk to you later, y'all. Until then, oh, and I also want to say thanks to all the viewers. The last video I made mention that I had like over 300 views, and I went back and started doing some research and noticed that I had almost 900 views, and that is just absolutely phenomenal, guys, and I appreciate that. So thanks to all my viewers out there. Keep on watching, and I hope I can keep on helping y'all with this build, and any tips that y'all might want to see. Just drop me a line on my YouTube channel or my email address. If y'all are on Facebook, on my Facebook, just message me on there, and I will try to feature that in any of my videos. So I appreciate all the views again, guys, and we will talk to y'all later. So have fun, keep building the models, and we'll see you around the community. Good night, everyone.